Hello, everybody. It's Sandy Wilhelmina, and the whole flock and crew are around. Um, and I'm here to show you some journals I've pretty much finished up that are going out. I try to film them each because out of sight, out of mind. So if people ask me about a page or something that I did, I don't know what they're talking about, which kind of happens anyway. But once these are packed and on their way out, I tend to just let them go. I don't want all my stuff to look the same, if that makes sense. But anyway, so that's what I'm going to do today is just show you what I'm doing. I've got some new journals going, and I don't know, just get the show on the road. So I'll show you this little one first. It's a cutie pie. It's just a basic one. I used a quilt square for the cover, and I did some goofy stitching on it. And then I have to add things into it, but this came out of a scrapbook, Ada's scrapbook, to be honest. And then my usual, I do have to fill this up with ephemera, but the hardest part is done. Well, none of it's hard, but this is from France. You got some bee dingles there. I feel like the camera's really far away. Let me see if I can. That's the best it's going to be today, guys. I'm sorry. I'll try to hold it up higher. And the sun is out, so of course that makes the light weird. That one. And you always get a sheep in my journals. Some braille paper, more music paper, and that's also a little text there. And this little hanky, I stole some of the edging off it, but it was the perfect size for us to add into this little book. And some part of a receipt from the Madison Club, which is a golf club kind of dealy. And there's tea dyed paper and coffee dyed paper in here from several of my friends who do that, and I like supporting them and not having to do it myself. I don't have time to do all the things I want. This is a gift for a friend, for a gift for someone who's done a lot for me. And I'm not going to say her name because you know how bad I am at keeping secrets. If you don't know, it's it's really bad when I'm really excited to send someone something. I tend to spill the beans. So this is some cheesecloth that one of our peeps died. Figures aren't working well today either. So I'm gonna put the envelope away. This is a little French book cover. And it's not as yellow as it's showing on the screen. Well, I have to stop worrying about that, right? And the book was from around 1920, I believe. So there's a pocket here, and I made a little clock there. I bought a package of, where I put them, of bits of leather that someone had made, and they're perfect for tabs. So I've been monkeying with those. This is from an old, I think this is from this book. I try to put them in there. There's a few charms here. Um, this is from a paper sample book that I got my hands on a little while ago. So I've been adding it in. This is a card I made from a printable. I just thought it was kind of cool. Put some old tape on it. And this little envelope, the pocket on both sides. And some more of that paper. Here's one of the tabs I was talking about. All kinds of good stuff in here. She's pretty. Look at her jewelry. You could get a good look if I held still, right? And this is French. Could be rag paper. I'm not positive. This is from an 1869 Peterson's magazine. I have a bound year of those magazines, and I'm starting to break them in or break into them. Yeah, this is rag paper here. And I've had some days where I've just spent a lot of time on some little things. This is just well, printable, I think. And this is a cigar clip and just some fussy cut type things. And this is book bits here. And there's a charm. And these are little tab that came with a bunch of watch crystals. These were the dividers. Like if you have a Rolodex, you have a divider between your recipes and stuff, or a recipe box. Oh boy, it's cheap. Uh, and worth the sample paper. These are race tickets that I got from Cotty. If you want to look up Cotty, Brass Twig Studio, she may have some more left. I'm not sure. And then there's a pocket. I like to use. Jeez, I'm on the struggle bus with my words today. I like to use cabinet cards, even if they're scary, because I just make them into pockets and things. And then they're pretty. And this is something I've been trying to get working in some of the film strip I have around. So I've been monkeying with that. Pretty color. 1922. That's when this book was printed. A little surprise. They're everywhere. I hope she likes this. Beanie. And then this was in an ephemera pack. It's not an old one, it's a reprint, I guess you would say. Let me tie this back up. Sometimes I don't know when to stop putting stuff in these. I'll probably open it up again before it gets mailed. It's supposed to go out this week. If all the internet gods cooperate and my printer continues. All right. This one you might have seen. I can't remember. I don't usually go back and watch my videos. You may have seen it when I first started. I don't think it had the decoration on the cupboard. No decoration on the cupboard. This is a vintage, at least, if not antique, little picture. And I'll put this away. And it's one of my wonky bindings. This is a tag I made. She's from one of my, oh gosh, I'm terrible. I shouldn't have done a video. Um, from one of my newspapers all about performances, like mainly art, mainly actors and actresses. So that is where she is from. Pretty color. You know how hard it was for me not to use ink for people that don't really want ink. Ta-da! She's in pairs of flowers. And another on the back. An old letter, delicate with age, lies before me on its eggshell page. I read August 1881, dear daughter and dear son. So grandmother began her letter. And there's letters in here. This is a Patty print. Patty Lang. Here's some of the sheep ledger. This is an old billhead. another Peterson's magazine. Let's see, 1864. And that Billhead was from 1887. This is some film strip. It's actually white. Just the lead in. Go, go look, go look. I wanted to see this, and still haven't got my sewing machines moving, but I'll get there. 1882. I believe that's when this book was printed. I have to look back, but and of course I hear some Fisher. When baking cookies, if you burn a pan full, it is a sign of news from distant friends. Home Secrets, 1898. Feeney. I wonder if I signed. Oh, I did. See, she's pretty. And I don't see green backing like this very often, but I put her in with this facing out. I made a tag for her for this Birds of the World form, and I made it into a postcard, kind of. Did I make it into? Yeah, I made it into a postcard. I used an old postcard to back it. Even an ink blot here, I like that. So again, I'm going to tie it up because I will bust into it again. And that is not the plan. I have a hard time stopping and end up with journals that are 10 pounds, which isn't bad either, but it could be. Then I've been goofing around. I've had some days. Um, we had to put our mayhem sheep to sleep, and that was kind of awful. And I'll just put this up here. So I've been tinkering around with my time and not doing anything especially wonderful. These, I should show you what those started as. Let me hold, please. You might hear Jim doing the punching bag downstairs because he's working out, getting ready for karate. Angela, the traveling crafter, sent me a bunch of these tags. I tried inking them. I did back them, which is fine. These are halfway done, but the ink rubs off. So I covered both sides, and I didn't want the red to show, so I used, did you know that a Sharpie marker will mark plastic? So I did this, again with the little film strip. So these are just tags for junk journals, etc. Book Elf, I thought he was cute. She's a funky princess. She has big hands. This is my very first thing trying to use watch crystals. I have so many of them, so I'm trying some stuff out. And I'm not used to using the glossy accents, but I think these were fun. Those are from the pictures from overseas that I sold a bunch of a little while back. These are bottle caps. Now I have to figure out how to hang them up. I probably should have done that first, but I wanted, you want to do something, you want to do something. And this is not my idea. These little moth butterfly things, I saw someone on Instagram doing them and thought, well, this would be a good time to try them out. And then, of course, I didn't write down her name. So I have no way to credit her. So I apologize to whomever I grabbed this idea from. So basically, I've been puttering. Whoa, Louise. Hi, Jolly. She's grumpy, isn't she? Hi. He's like, gee whiz, crabby dog. She sleeps really hard, but she also doesn't want him to get on the couch, even though there's room for him, her, and a person. What are you doing, Jolly? He's wagging his tail. He thinks he can go out in the front. When we had to put Mayhem to sleep that evening, we had to wait a little while for the vet. He was just a very, very old sheep. He was almost 15. and he was the sweetest boy. A Border Leicester sheep. And I was cold, so I let Jolly. I'm doing a video. Hi, Jim. He probably didn't even hear that. But anyway, I let Jolly out in the front yard in the winter. He's not out in front because one, he's been sneaking out, jailbreak. And another thing, when we have snow and ice, we don't close the gate on the driveway, so we don't have to stop and open it, break our necks, etc. But anyway, I let him out and he sat with Mayhem while we waited. And now he thinks he can go out in the front again. He thinks it's spring. It kind of feels like spring. I think it's about 30 degrees, but it's windy today. So let me know in the comments what you've been up to. Is your new year off to a fantastic start? Did you start new projects? So just let us know. My live sale, oh, shaky camera because Jolly's itching his chin. Sorry about that. My live sale is this Wednesday, which will be the 14th. We have a new start time of 1 o'clock Eastern time. And if you can't get there live, you can always watch the rerun, as the sheep call it, the rerun. And Jolly, no, scratching the door. You can always send me an email and you can screenshot things or just tell me what they are and I can get you set up. So have a great day, everybody. It's bright and shiny Sunday, so do something fun and we'll all be back to work tomorrow. Talk to you soon. Smooches from the sheep.